It is happening every day, everywhere, across America and right here. Children are being trafficked for sex. We sometimes think of this happening in bigger cities or even foreign countries, but tonight our investigation shows traffickers are selling girls right here in Hampton Roads. Investigative reporter Laura Geller has the story.
People still are on the assumption that this doesn't happen here.
This is Lisa.
It can't happen to them.
For her safety, she's asked us to use a fake name and hide her identity.
It could happen to anybody, anywhere.
Lisa is a sex trafficking survivor. Her story begins at 15 when she met a man who promised he could make her a big star.
I was hooked, so he sold me this dream that we would go to New York.
The promises lured her into a life of sex trafficking no one would willingly choose. Throughout her years in the city, Lisa was charged with prostitution about 170 times. She endured endless abuse.
Busted lip, I've been stabbed with an ice pick. I had my foot broken. I've been burned.
But it was the mental abuse, the control this man exercised over her entire life that she remembers the most. It is how he and other traffickers break their victims into submission.
It's the most degrading, disgusting, shameful, embarrassing experience anyone could go through, and you live it day in and you live it day out.
Eventually, Lisa was able to escape here to Virginia, but it wasn't until a church meeting with the Virginia Beach Justice Initiative that she realized she was a victim.
It was unbelievable. It's like, okay, so this is not my fault. You know, I'm not dirty. I'm not a prostitute.
Lisa confessed her story to Patrick McKenna, president and co-founder of the initiative. They raise awareness, come up with prevention strategies, and intervene to save trafficking victims here in Hampton Roads.
I liken them to domestic violence victims on steroids.
McKenna explains our area offers a prime background for trafficking. 2 airports, a large port, access to interstates, and a transient population.
It is difficult to get a handle on exactly how widespread this problem is here. We made the same request for statistics from several local police departments and court clerks, but many responded in different manners, and different jurisdictions pursue different charges for similar crimes.
Advocates are now pleading for changes. Under federal law, anyone trafficked under the age of 18, the age of consent, is legally considered a victim automatically. But in Virginia, that's not the case. Many child victims here are charged with prostitution and put in jail.
From a law enforcement perspective, and this is usually what happens, is they're concerned that if we don't have a way to keep these young people safe, to put them in a place where they can't run for a little bit, just kind of break the trauma bond or try to get a separation there, that they're going to run back into that situation.
Many hope at some point Virginia's survivors could also have the potential to get their criminal records expunged. Last January, years after Lisa escaped her trafficker, she was able to get those 170 prostitution charges in New York erased from her record. She now works with an anti-trafficking nonprofit organization. She got her life back, and she's hoping this story will help other children facing the same trauma.
I want them to know that they're not alone. It's not their fault. There's life after this.
State numbers show Virginia had the 15th highest number of trafficking cases reported to the national hotline last year. If you or someone you know is a victim, you can call to get help. That number is 1-888-373-7888. Laura Geller, 13 News Now.